What's going on, Gospel Diaries? Listen, I'm so excited. I am in the windy city of Chicago, home of gospel music. And you see this beautiful lady right here to my right and to your left. Oh my God, we're really in for a treat. We're with the one and the only, the incomparable, Miss Shirley Wahls. And we're going to delve into your Gospel Diaries. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
It's a rainy day today.
Yeah, and I thought I saw a little snow.
Ooh, where you see the snow at?
On the street.
I hope it ain't snowing right now.
I thought it was icy.
Okay.
And then I said it's raining.
Yeah,
Snow.
I did not come from Phoenix to see no snow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, well, y'all got dust.
Yeah, we do.
And I couldn't stand that dust.
Yeah. But listen, man, it's such an honor to be with you. Seriously. You have had a very extensive musical career and experienced so much in your life. And I count it an honor and a privilege to have this opportunity to sit here with you.
Well, I'm honored to have a visit from you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so you have been involved with so many groups. Let's start. We're talking Dorothy Norwood Singers,
Correct.
The Argo Singers,
Correct.
The Clara Ward Singers.
Right.
I mean, so many. And then you've also had a tremendous secular career too, which is attached to you. You can never erase that because you've touched lives through that. Because all your music has always been inspiration. No matter if you were talking about Jesus or you was trying to get some healing off the couch. You know what I mean? You've been inspirational. Okay. So let's kind of start with your humble beginnings. Talk about where you're from and how you were raised.
Well, I was born in Arkansas, West Helena, a little small town. And my mother moved here. My mother was a teacher, and she moved here. But before she moved here, I was in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, my father stole me, and my mother couldn't find me for 2 years. And I started writing notes because they read everything I wrote, you know. So I put a little note on the outside of an envelope, and it said, "Dear Mama, I'm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 2223 Briggs Street. Please come and get me."
You still remember the address, huh?
Oh, yes, I remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did he come get you? Did she come get you?
No, the police did.
Oh, wow. Were you happy to see Mama? Was you happy to be reunited?
Oh, you should have been in that airport.
Okay.
That was my first time flying,
Really?
and they tagged me because I think I must have been about 7 or 8.
Wow, interesting.
And I had to spend summers with my dad, and that's how he got a chance to plot and take me. But I'm glad that I went because I had a lot of experiences in Philadelphia that I never would have experienced anyplace else.
Wow.
You know, so.
In the heartbeat of the civil rights movement. And so you lived during the civil rights movement. So did you have any encounters with that? Can you share some experiences that you remember?
Well, Reverend Edmund Blair.
From Omega. Okay.
I was with Dorothy's group.
Okay.
And it was a revival. He was the minister for the revival, and we were the group. And something happened, something broke out with Dr. King. Wow. And we came out of that, I don't remember what little town it was, but I do know it was in Alabama. And we had to break out of that city. Audrey Lennox.
Oh, wow.
Jean
Queenie's
Austin.
mom. Okay. Jean Austin.
Roxanna Bibbs.
Yes.
And myself.
Okay.
Reverend Blair said, "Hit the floor." They were shooting and everything, and we just screaming and had our heads down, you know, because they were shooting at everybody that was participating. And that was the only bad experience that I had. The good experience that I had was when I was still in Dorothy's group. And they called Dr. King Jr. because they knew him, you know, grew up with him.
Wow.
And this girl that I know in Atlanta said, I'm gonna take you to meet Dr. King, because she knew, I was interested. And we when she said, I'm gonna teach you how to play tennis. So we were there was a tennis court right down from the church, from his father's church. And she said, oh, church is out. We tried the tennis little thing, and I didn't catch on. But we started running, and he was like greeting people who were leaving, telling them bye, whatever he was telling. And I was running so fast until I just ran right up on him.
Wow.
And when I did, I was trying to stop, but I couldn't. And when I did, I got mesmerized.
Wow.
I was just as close as I am to you, to him, and I saw his eyes.
Wow.
And he said, well, hello.
Wow.
I said, hello, thank you, Margaret.
Head bowed down in sorrow, never had me wrapped in sea. But when I started out to seek salvation, I had a hard time resisting temptation. But I kept on searching till I found the King of Kings. Oh, I kept on searching, I kept on searching, I kept on searching till I found. I said I kept on looking everywhere, begging for the Lord to save my soul. And one day He came, the Lord came, yeah, He came, the Lord came.
Oh, I really remember that. So I wrote a song that was recorded, and I did another song. I did We Gotta Keep Moving On, was my donation that I made to the movement.
Okay.
And I remember Martin.
Yes, yes.
So I did 2 records. I did 2 records about Dr. King.
But talk about the conversations that you and your peers at that particular time would have about the injustice that was going on. Like, what was the feeling that the community felt, the inner community felt about everything that was going on?
I got 4 words for you.
What was it?
I was born in Arkansas.
Okay. And we thank God for that.
I know, for myself, what they will do. He wasn't even born. My brother was not even born then. But we were in Arkansas, and my family didn't take what they dished out.
Okay.
And they were looking for my uncle. Came in our house. We was all asleep. Woke us up, got us out of the bed, looking all under the bed, looking for him, And the sheriff of town came too, and he said, "Oh, these are my people. Leave them alone. Come on out. Come on out. They're related, but no, he wouldn't be here." So that was my first bad experience when we were very small, but I remember that. I remember some things when I was 3 years old, and my mother told me, "You don't remember that?" And then I told her what happened. She said, "You remember that?" Because I wanted to tell her a long time ago, but I did finally tell her. I remember she knocked me over in the wood pile. Okay. They have wood piles up there.
She was disciplining you, huh?
Because she told me to go take the dress I
had
on.
You had to say something, huh?
And I put my hands on my hips and said,
Sassy, huh?
"No."
Oh my God.
Baby, she just
You didn't do that no more, did you? As relates to, of course, Christianity, how was you introduced to music and Christianity?
In West Helena,
Okay,
Arkansas.
talk a little bit about it.
They had a lot of things for kids to do,
Okay.
and everybody knew that I liked to sing because every time there was a funeral, whether I knew the family or not, I would go and sit on the front row.
Okay.
And whoever was sitting on the front row, I'd say, "Do you want me to sing?"
Really?
And some who knew me and some who didn't say, "Baby, can you sing?" I said, "Yeah, I'll sing if you want me to sing." And I would sing.
Wow.
And they let me sing. And so everybody got to know, around my home and around everywhere.
Now, was you nervous about asking these people? Was you scared what they were going to tell your
honey, I
parents
used to
or
go to the
something?
mill every day.
Okay,
My dad worked at Chicago Mill. And I'd go every day. I made sure I had on a dress with a pocket.
Okay.
And all the stuff that I heard on the radio, like with Sonny Boy Williams would sing every morning for breakfast, cane biscuits on my table.
Okay.
Tell all my friends and all my next door neighbors. When the men come out to eat lunch, that's what I'd be singing.
Watch it now.
Every morning for breakfast. My My grandmother found out and told me a tale.
Lord have
But I was
mercy.
collecting money and buying stuff for all the kids in the neighborhood and myself. Yeah, those were the days.
Wow. Now, did you have aspirations to grow up? Like I've always said this, and Lord knows that it will happen. I've always said that when I get older, I want to buy my mom a house, or I want to do this. Now, what type of aspiration did you have, like for the people that was supporting you and you wanted to see flourish in your life, like either your mom or your father? Like, did you have any aspirations of doing something big for them when you was an adult or could afford to do so?
Singing.
Okay, really?
My mother sang.
And that's what you wanted to give to, okay.
And my dad, in his young life, blew a saxophone.
Really?
And one time he claimed he was a minister. My mother
So I take it he wasn't a minister.
He was for a while.
Okay.
But when he said he was a minister, my mother said, "Oh no,
not one of those."
Yeah, it was.
I got you.
They weren't together.
Wow.
But
wow.
He after he got through being mad at me, he didn't get mad at my mother for calling the police, but he got mad at me, and we weren't speaking for a while. But then he started to come he came from my 8th grade graduation. Then after that, he kept on coming and tried to get my mother to move there, but she said, "No, I don't want to live out there. People out there are crazy."
It's amazing we can talk to this because a lot of new school parents, I don't believe they know the importance of their role. Like, you are so important to that child's life because the things that you do, that child remembers and it helps to shape their future.
Of course.
And like what you said, that you remember your father coming at your 8th grade graduation, like that touched my heart. Because I have very vivid memories of my father just being there, being a father.
See,
and we don't see that anymore.
They don't know. They don't know about that anymore because so many 30 and in their 30s grandmothers. What do they know? They don't know anything. Because they had a baby at 15. And they still want to be 15, and then they get to be, going on, and when they don't realize you can't party with your children.
All right, so as a child, musically, who inspired you? Gospel, secular? Who were your musical inspirations?
I had more than one, but my special one in the pop field,
Etta?
Sarah Vaughan.
Really? You like the Sarah? Okay.
I got a chance to meet her.
Okay.
Because when I was preteen and teen, I didn't know, but my uncle was T-Bone Walker.
Yes.
And I did not know, but he got fixed it where I could work. Okay. You know, I couldn't come upstairs to do anything but sing. But he fixed it so I could work. And he's really my cousin, we found out. But they said uncle because it helped. And I got a chance to meet a lot of people. Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald's son, and I rode the bus to Canada. Wow. I got a chance to meet Arthur Prysock.
Yes.
A lot of people, really.
Wow. And what's amazing is that you met, man, we grow up and we are inspired by so many people. And when we walk in our purpose, sometimes God allows us to literally meet those people that we literally, you know, and then in reverse, we turn around and be those inspirations to other people, because you have in return been inspirations to other generations, because your name is synonymous with greatness. Your voice is phenomenal, is unique. Every time I hear your voice, I hear Shirley Wahls. I don't hear, John or anyone. I hear you, your signature, and I appreciate you for that.
I thank you so much. But put me in the right place at the right time. At the right time. I was in the Rotary Connection because of Minnie Riperton.
Let's talk about that. We must talk about Minnie Riperton. She
she was serious, and she knew how to be serious, and playful when she had to be. And she was a bit like me. Cry at the drop of a hat.
Oh yeah.
So okay. We made it out good. Yeah. So, but at the end of the relationship with Minnie has left like a mark on me. Kitty Haywood, I don't know whether you know her or not, but they had a gospel group, her and her sisters.
Okay.
But and Kitty was in the Rotary with me, the new Rotary. And Kitty was really one of the ones that was kind of an inspiration to me too. But Kitty had gone to California, and when she came back, she told me that she had been to Minnie's house and all of that. And really, and Minnie and Dick, her husband, tried to get me to go to Florida with them when after they got married and they were leaving Chicago. So when I went to visit my dad in California, I called and I said, Richard would not let me speak to her. I didn't know she had cancer. He said, well, she's resting now. He said, but call back. And when I called back, the conversation was real short. And she said, oh, her favorite word was, oh, man. She called everybody man. Man, you was. So she said to me, man, come to the studio tomorrow. So I got a little evil. I said, now she invited Kitty and the rest of them to her house for dinner, and she want me to come to a studio. Ain't nothing at no studio. I had no idea that was going to be her last record. I had no idea that she had planned to have me on it. Me, Jose, the blind singer, Feliciano. He lived across the street from us here on Blackstone, when we lived on Blackstone. And when I found out, I felt so bad. because I did not go. And I think it was about a month later that she passed.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So that, but yeah, she was. We worked for the Dick Marks agency, doing backup behind everybody. That's really how I really got into pop, doing backup and
In working relationship with the chess roster, like you would. Okay.
I did a lot of background work
Okay.
at that studio.
So you met Leonard Chess.
Oh yes.
Okay.
And Phil.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Leonard Chess used to pick up junk in our neighborhood where we grew up in the same neighborhood when we first came to Chicago as Sam Cooke. And we were in the same building, so I knew his brothers, sisters, and mother and father, just everybody, And he used to pick up rags in a wagon in our neighborhood, pass by, junk man. So when I first went to do some background, I didn't know no better. I said, "Oh, you're the junk man."
He a rich junk man.
He said, "Where did y'all find her?" I said, "They didn't find me, but I found you."
Okay.
I'm gonna tell my mom. And Charles Stepney, I gotta mention him. He was a special person on this earth. And he had a special gift from God. He could play just about any instrument, and the way he set the harmony for the group, it took us a year to do that album.
Wow.
And it's called Hey Love.
Hey Love. Hey Love. Hey Love.
And Shaka Khan, one of the songs that I led on the album, Shaka Khan loved it, so she recorded it too.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, one day in September, love came falling down on me. Hallelujah!
Watch your stuff now.
And she used to come to my house with Judah Lavelle when she was a little girl.
Okay.
I had a picture. I don't know what happened to it, but of them sitting on my couch.
Your couch.
Judah Lavelle and I don't say her real name, but Shaka Khan. They were little teenagers.
Wow.
And neither one of them was very tall. So, but they came, and my husband, I was married to at that time.
Was that the Goodwin?
Goodwin.
Good. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of the kids liked the way he played the piano and stuff, and the organ. And they would come to our house. That's how I got pictures, and stuff like that. And Walter Lavelle, Mr. Lavelle used to own the Crusader. Remember Crusader newspaper?
Yes.
Well, Walter Lavelle wrote a lot of songs for me, and that's how I met Judy. But Judy, I think, is the baby. Yeah, it's been a lovely ride.
Yeah. But what comes to mind is there's a song. It says "Precious Memories."
Oh,
how they linger.
How they
have blessed my soul.
Hey, in the stillness of the midnight.
Watch out now.
Secret. Scenes unfold. Oh
Okay.
yes. Oh, get me started.
To be
and Miss Inez Andrews and
Yeah,
Shirley
that was my buddy.
Yeah, so let's talk about some gospel music. So you sang with Clara Ward.
Yes.
How in the world did that come about?
I can't think of his name now, but it's one of the times that I went to California, and Miss Ward was like Charles Stepney did for the Rotary auditioning,
Mm-hmm.
and my father knew Clara.
Mm-hmm.
So when this child referred me for an audition, my father went with me because it was in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And when he got there, he told Miss Ward. I didn't know that he knew Miss Ward, but he knew her from Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
He told Miss Ward, now this is my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's got talent, and I know she got talent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want you underpaying her. I don't want you not letting her lead something because she don't belong in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't like her attitude, give me a ring, because she doesn't have to do this.
Come on. Mm-hmm.
And then my dad worked for the airplane, well, the slide rule for airplanes, for building the airplanes.
Okay.
And he told her, and he said she can come on.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't because Miss Ward had a name for firing people, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But I got along fine with Miss Ward, and all.
No.
Excuse me. They said at the funeral, the undertaker asked Miss Ward at Clara's service.
Gertrude asked the mom.
Asked
Gertrude. Okay.
Asked her, say, Miss Ward, what do you want to do? She said, I want to see Clara. And so they was at the airport, at the cemetery. The man said, well, it's going to cost you blah, blah, blah dollars. She said, Clara, I'll see you in the rapture. The Ward Singer was fun, boy. But that's how I met Bill Cosby.
You met Bill? What was that like?
He was the funniest man and the nicest man. I don't believe nothing, that they said about him, because he got me out of a real situation, and he just, I mean, if you look at his wife, those were the kind of women he liked, not all those white women, that, especially the ones that look like man. And then why are you going to go to a man's room with your pajamas on?
Make it make sense.
So it's, but he is the nicest person.
Yeah.
His uncle died, his uncle's family, his uncle in his family. And I think it was his father's brother. Anyway, he came to work. Everybody say, what's the matter with you? Because they knew he was crazy. So he said, my uncle died today. So Miss Ward said, because she knew it. Miss Ward said, "Boy, what are you laughing about and talking about your uncle is dead?" Dude, well, Jesus, what a fool. Oh, I have had some days, honey. I'm telling you.
Gertrude and Clara.
She was funny, but she was a good lady. She got mad at me because I wouldn't let her take me to dinner.
Really?
Well, yeah, before she died. And I told her I couldn't. My dad was going to pick me up, and he had to go to work. So she said, yeah, I guess you'll never be back.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the pay like with the Ward Singers? Like, did they pay every week? Did they pay after every show? Like, what was
Every
that like?
week.
Really? So you did those Las Vegas shows?
Wow. We were
Wow.
out there a while. Las Vegas, Disneyland,
Wow.
Hawaii. That's where the
Yes.
leper colony is.
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember Willie James McFadden?
Oh, I remember. I knew Willie James.
Yeah.
Cooking sensation.
Oh God, yes.
He could cook.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Matter of fact, I think it's the perfect time to say this. So I literally just started a nonprofit, and I dedicated in commemoration to him. It's called the W.J. McFadden Gospel Foundation. That way we can.
He
give
was
people,
a beautiful person.
Yeah. And his stories stick with me. Because he spent his life in this gospel music. Hello, I'm Eric Maurice Clark, here to introduce the W.J. McFadden Gospel Foundation. Willie James McFadden is a name not known to many in the gospel music community, but his piano and organ skills were unmatched. As a teenager, I hosted a television show, and through that show, I met W.J. McFadden. He was on the radio and agreed to let me interview him. Later, I went with him to a funeral home and sat with him on an organ bench while he played. I heard him start to sing and glanced around the chapel, only to find that golden voice that pierced my soul was sitting next to me. From that point, I felt compelled to learn of his musical journey, to learn of the culture behind gospel music. W.J. was a member of the Argo Singers, a group known for their harmonies and gospel standards such as Too Close to Heaven. Willie James shared with me many experiences. I absorbed all I could, loving to hear his moving stories. I learned of yesteryear's struggles and victories. My life's work was forming before my very eyes. Willie James shared his feelings of being forgotten, a has-been. Those feelings weighed on him. I started to carry his burden and wondered how many other gospel music heroes had stories that have been overlooked as well. In 2015, Willie James passed. His death struck me hard. My mind was immersed in the compelling stories and his feeling of neglect from the gospel world. The fact that his voice was silenced took a toll on me. I have dedicated my life to this work. My heart's desire is to bring awareness to the value of learning from these past gospel greats. By doing so, we care for these jewels in our community and provide a platform where their stories can be heard in their own words. I present to you the W.J. McFadden Gospel Foundation.
If you are a witness, let God abide. Let God abide. If you've been converted, let God abide. Let God abide. If you're sure that you know Him, and if He walks by your side, you gain the victory. The victory. Every problem, if you let God abide.
Do people forget real quick?
And that's why we're here. Because I want you to know that you're not forgotten. I love you. I called you the other day. I told you I was listening to your music. And that's why I keep saying motherless child, because you wiped me out with that one.
My cousin, I have lost a lot of cousins. My cousin that just recently died, his name is Kermie.
Okay.
Was Kermie. Is Kermie.
Okay.
Anyway, he loved that record. I mean, he literally loved it. I don't care what we would talk about. He would say that song. That's your best song.
So that is Chip on that piano. That's I never knew his first name.
Harold.
And I found it out by looking at the CD cover. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
The things you can learn when
He's
you read.
named after Ed Wright. That's what they say. If you want somebody, if you want got something you don't want nobody to bother,
put it in a book.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna read it. They'll never find out.
Right.
Argo Singers. Okay. So the Argos. How did you get connected with the Argo Singers?
Well, my brother, my older brother, could really sing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was with what is that crazy man name? Anyway, he was in the group, and he was in Arlesta Washington's group also.
Okay.
But they heard them sing at a program, and they asked him to sing, and he said, I don't want to be in another group. But you can ask my sister; she'll sing with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
She loved to sing. That's how I got in there.
I tell you, deep down in my heart, deep down in my heart, I tell you, deep down in my heart, I got the love of Jesus. I got the love of Jesus. I got the love of Jesus. Deep down in my heart.
So you with the Argo Singers. So at that particular time, let's see, you had Lorenzo Brown Porter. We love you so much. She just turned 95, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. I got a picture of her.
And she don't look like it.
Don't no. No, she is so beautiful.
Indy told me her mother. I mean her daughter.
Yes.
Indy said that the doctors were coming to see. She had a little trip. Last year, I think it was, to the hospital. And the doctors were coming to look at her. Nobody believed she was the age that she was. But what everybody doesn't realize is she was a #1 cosmetologist.
Yes.
So she knew how to get her, keep herself together, and still knows. You know, so.
Still know, you showing
phenomenal soprano.
Jesus keep me near the cross.
Ooh, it was a gold record. That was a gold record.
That voice, I can hear it in my head right now.
And then when you hear the note, you think, oh well, she through now.
Okay,
going up
some more.
A little higher.
Sound like Inez.
As my hair said, move on.
Oh, well, okay. Do you have any memories of my hair? Tell me.
Like a motherless child. That's it.